Hey yo! Welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So I'm gonna get into some NFL possible super teams forming. So back up with college, definitely has many, basically all super teams everywhere in it, like down south, SEC. Some ACC schools are getting up there again. Got Big Ten, Pac-12, all of them. They all have in some way super team because many of those players don't last on those teams for that long. For like example, like Alabama, LSU, Georgia, some Texas, Tennessee, Ole Miss, they're all down there and they are losing those players in 2 years. Yes, because most of them like enter the draft because they're like, I'm one of the top in the country. I'm going to get a high draft pick. I'm going to go to a good team. Or obviously bad to better. But like they're leaving because they want to get their career started. They want to make their money, and so yeah, they definitely have huge, basically only super teams in college. If you don't, you're not really winning, usually. Yeah, this is definitely it hasn't happened in so long. It's definitely been more recent for other sports, basketball, baseball, what else? Hockey can even have easier super teams because they're mostly doing one thing at one point. Like baseball, you're on defense or you're on offense. Hockey, you're either defense or you're offense. Same thing with basketball. Like you're doing exactly the same thing as everyone else on the field at that time. With football, you're not really doing that. Your offense is with another team's defense, and vice versa. There's no defense with offense for both sides. So doing super teams is, in my thoughts, harder. But hey, just recently we started to see possibly the Rams and the Tampa Bay Bucks start to form a super team in the last couple of years. Started with the Rams, we have, of course, you have Matt Stafford came over from the Lions after a 12-year career, thanks to that commercial he has with AT&T. I don't know why I'm even saying it like I'm getting paid by that because I'm not. And of course, yeah, yes, this is actually kind of contradicting what I just said about having defense and offense. You have Aaron Donald. He basically is the defense. He's doing so well. He can possibly be his own defense along with Jalen Ramsey, another part of the defense. So yes, it kind of just contradicted what I said, but with what I'm gonna say next is not really. But so yeah, so these two players are the defense for the Rams. It's pretty easy. Not really. I'm kidding. Obviously there's a couple more players. But you also got on offense, you have quarterback Stafford and Cooper Kupp is the wide receiver, and Cherry Hill, but and Allen Robinson, great. So when you have these guys on the same team, it's gonna start to, of course. And last year, I can definitely tell that he's not on the team right now, because he has not been signed. He's a free agent with Odell Beckham at wide receiver last year. After he got picked up by the Rams after being released from the Cleveland Browns, he was probably one of the more last puzzle pieces that they made with that move to create a super team for NFL last year. He definitely was one of the stars of the Super Bowl. Basically, he was like, hey, I'm like Stafford. If you put me in a good team, I'm good. Most of the time. That's not really how they say it, I'm sure. But hey, give me a good chance, and I can show you what I have. That's what's happening. That's what happened with him. So I don't really know why the Rams have not signed him, if that's the deal. But hey, honestly, they can only really go up. Not really. If they don't have him, they definitely kind of need to sign another receiver somewhere. But he definitely should be back there. But also we have on the other side of the country, down south, that way basically for me, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which of course is being led by superstar and basically not human Tom Brady, who's been playing for like 24 years at this point. I think he left for a little bit, and then he never said he retired. He actually never, he was kind of said that he never said the word retire. He just says, I'm leaving. Which, of course, in a lot of people's minds, that means you are retiring for the most part. But he did come back like weeks later, and was like, so it was a whole weird thing. Everyone was like, oh, like, he's lying. Is he lying now? Like, can we trust it? Whatever. He's back, and of course, being Tom Brady, you have a huge name. You know what you did, you've done in your career. You know people that can help you do that again in your career. This many years later, on different teams, after winning 7 Super Bowls with one team and then going to another team and then winning that with them too, literally insane. You drag a lot of great people with you. You of course had his buddy Gronk come, which that was more of a friend thing. Like, Gronk, let's go play in Tampa. I'm pretty sure Gronk was retired at that point, so he was done, and then he came back for it last year, and then he is actually done. He has said in many videos he's not coming back. Even if Brady asks him to, which is a pretty big thing. If you know that Gronk will not say yes to Brady for coming back, it's basically official. It looks like he's having fun in retirement, honestly. He's chilling with a lot of campers, playing football, just having fun. But of course, that's not the only weapon, even though he's great. He's got wide receivers, he's got tight ends, he's got running backs. He's even got, to me, Kyle Trask was pretty good in college for the Gators. So I think there's not even right now a bright future for the Bucs, but also in the future a bright future for them. But yeah, you got wide receivers here are Julio Jones coming from the Atlanta Hawks, really good pickup. Leonard Fournette is from the Jags, and you got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, who had already been on the Bucs when Tom Brady came, so there's no chasing there. And then you have tight end, actually former New York Giant, Kyle Rudolph. He's from former Minnesota too, and so Minnesota Viking. Yeah, he was on the Giants last year, and actually another former Giant in Logan Ryan for the safety. So that's, again, kind of going back to having defense also be good, even though for some reason my thing is not responsive and it just moved, so I'm not sure what happened. That's weird. So again, super teams are not super common, especially in football, so they're definitely anything making a comeback right now. Hey, it's still, I don't know why it's loading. I don't even need the page really anymore. But yeah, so super teams are very prominent in other sports. That's like, for example, Yankees, Dodgers, even the Mets are coming back with a super team a little bit. Yeah, this is weird how it's not working. I don't know. I'll just leave it. Let it go. Yeah, and even hockey's had, it's easier to have a super team because you're doing basically all the same stuff at the same time with your team. Yeah, so super teams are huge in college, not too big in NFL, but hopefully they do make a comeback. So let's see what happens. Well, that will be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by. If you want, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.